Blastcrete model RD6536 concrete pump attachment. This machine is capable of pumping up to 25 cubic yards of concrete per hour. You need 18 gallons per minute at 3,000 psi coming off your skid steer to operate this machine at maximum capacity. This machine is a squeeze pump. It's a very simple way of pumping concrete, a very safe way of pumping concrete. The way it works is you have this round housing right here, and inside this round housing is a rubber tube right here. And it's laid in this housing shaped like the letter U. And what happens is we have a roller section that is coupled to this hydraulic motor and this gearbox, and we turn this roller section. Thus, what happens is it squeezes the tube shut. When it does that, it generates a suction out of the receiving hopper. The material goes through the pump and out the discharge. This pump basically works like squeezing it through the toothpaste, so it's very, very simple. All right, your machine is equipped with a universal mounting plate that's universal with any skid steer. We include quick disconnects that should attach and be compatible with your skid steer. You can see the controls on our machine are fairly simple. You've got a forward stop and reverse for the pump control. So if we want to engage the pump in forward, we simply go up on the valve and the pump will start operating in the forward rotation. This is the speed control for the pump. That's how you control how fast the roller section turns. If you engage the pump and there's no hydraulic fluid going to it, the pump will not rotate. So you have to give it hydraulic fluid to allow it to rotate. The other hydraulic function on the machine is the hopper agitator. And what the hopper agitator does is simply remixes and pushes the concrete in the receiving hopper towards the suction hole in the pump. You can see there's two paddles in there. They should rotate counterclockwise and thus pushing the material into the suction hole of the pump. Safety is a big part of what we do here. And you never want to stick your hands inside the receiving hopper. And you never stick your hands inside the pump. That is the key safety features on this machine. And always, when operating the machine, always be cautious of who is around you. When you're operating the pump, sometimes a plug will occur. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody from time to time. Your machine's hydraulic. So if we're pumping in the forward motion and all of a sudden we see the hydraulic pressure spike out at 2,800 psi, you know you've got a plug somewhere. So the first thing you want to do is immediately shut the pump off, put the pump in reverse. And what that's going to do is going to relieve the line pressure on your pumping system to allow you to go uncouple the system to find the blockage. It is mandatory to reverse the pump for a minimum of 5 seconds before you uncouple to deliver them. The primary wear part on the pump is the rubber pumping tube. Remember, this tube rests inside the round housing here. It's the part that gets squeezed by the rollers. The way we remove this tube is you have a clamp on the discharge side. You remove this clamp. You have a clamp on the suction side. You remove that as well. And also, we go ahead and remove this discharge pipe and get it out of our way while we're changing the tube. So we've got a problem where we puncture our tube. We've got our clamps removed. The first thing we do is we engage the pump in reverse. When the rollers start rotating in reverse, the tube will actually come out on this side of the pump. It will slowly move out. After we've removed the pumping tube from the pump bed, wash out any debris that's inside the pump house. The next thing we do is get a new tube, put the pump forward, feed the tube from this side of the pump back around to the receiving hopper. Next thing we're going to show you is how to engage the auxiliary hydraulics from your skid steer to our concrete pump attachment. Most skid steers today have their hydraulic controls can go forward or reverse. So we need to make sure that you're sending hydraulic fluid to our machine in the correct direction. And the way we do that is we put the pump in forward direction. We give the pump function hydraulic fluid. Then we get into the skid steer, crank the skid steer, engage the hydraulics. Make sure when you engage the auxiliary hydraulics that the pump head is rotating. If it does not rotate when you engage the auxiliary hydraulics, you're sending fluid to our attachment the wrong direction. If you do this, you can blow the seal out of the hydraulic motor or you can damage the hydraulic pressure gauge. You're sending the fluid the wrong direction. So just get in the skid steer, bump the hydraulics, make sure that the pump head starts rotating, and you're good to go. All right, the next thing we're going to do is crank the tractor and engage the auxiliary hydraulics to make sure that the pump head's rotating in the right direction. skid steer cranked, and we're sending fluid to our attachment. Next thing I want to do is just show you how everything operates without concrete in the system. To engage the pump in forward, simply push up on the valve, give the system hydraulic fluid. You can see the pump head rotating through the inspection ports. The other function on the machine is the hopper agitator function. So we want to be in the forward motion, give the agitator speed. In the forward direction, the paddles are rotating counterclockwise, pushing material towards the suction hole in the bottom of the hopper. This is the hydraulic pump pressure gauge. With nothing in the machine, you can see the pumping pressure will go up to about 800 psi. This is totally normal. When you have concrete in the system, your pressure can go all the way up to 2800 psi. Traditionally, we try to keep the pumping pressure as low as possible. However, keep in mind, you're going to be usually around 1500 to 2000 all the time. All right, the concrete's on the way, so we're going to get ready to start pumping. The first thing I like to do is put about 20 gallons of water in the receiving hopper. The next thing we'll do is we'll pump the water to hydrate the system, hydrate all the dry hoses. The next thing we pour in line is a hose lubricant. You have to do this at startup every time you start pumping concrete. There are products on the market like Slick Willy. We can mix this in a 5-gallon bucket, and it's a very, very slick material that will slick up the pumping tube and your delivery system. We prefer to use bentonite clay. Bentonite clay is very slick. It comes in a 50-pound bag. You simply mix it with water. You can catch it at the end and reuse it. All it does is dry up. You can hydrate it again and use it the next day. Bentonite's the cheapest thing to use, and it works the best in our opinion. When we get done pumping, the last thing we'll do to clean up the pump and the delivery lines is to insert a round sponge ball into the suction hole of the pump. So we simply shut off the agitator, drop the ball into the receiving hopper, and we'll use a tool to guide the ball into the suction hole. Again, never stick your hand in the receiving hole. Always look at the concrete first before we put in the pump to make sure it's a good pumpable consistency. Engage the pump, and we're going to pump slowly to get to the end of the discharge line. We're going to just circulate the material back to the receiving hopper to show you how the pump operates. Alright, now it's time to clean up the pump. So we've got our sponge ball we're going to insert into the suction hole of the pump. We put the agitator in the off position. We open the grating, drop the ball in, and we'll guide the ball to the suction hole of the pump. Like that. Now we put water behind the ball to flush out the system. All this residue down after you hydrate it. So what I'll do is put the sponge ball back in the suction hole, wash all the residue out the discharge hole in the bottom of the hopper. Then we'll run the ball through one more more time.